What's up, guys? All right, so today we've got ourselves a Warrior 2 tutorial. That is a lot of T's in a row. Warrior 2 tutorial. Okay, so as always, I'm going to get into the pose. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to tell you what I'm engaging from the ground up, and then I'm going to walk you through it, okay? All right, awesome. So I'm going to get into my Warrior 2 from a downward facing dog. Okie dokie. So I'm in my Warrior 2. This is what it looks like. I am fully engaged, squeezing all muscles, engaging my breath, and I have my eyes focused. All right, so let's talk about engagement, alignment from the ground up. All right, so in your Warrior 2, I'm gonna switch sides so I don't get tired. So in your Warrior 2, we are looking for a heel to heel alignment. What I mean by heel to heel alignment is that your front heel and your back heel are in one straight line. So your front foot and your back foot should look like this. Not like this, not like this, not like this, not like this. My front toes are pointing towards the front of my mat. My back toes are pointing, depending on which side you're on, I'm on my right side, so my back toes are pointing towards the left side of my mat. They're not pointing forward, they're pointing out to the side. I'm going to show you from the front view now. So notice how my back heel is pretty much hidden behind my front foot. You can't see it at all. So sometimes if you're practicing at home, maybe you don't have a mirror, so you can't really see what you look like. So finding your alignment is another way to, rather than see what you look like, to feel what you look like. Feel what it feels like when you have that alignment. So this looks awesome. So remember, so now I am out of alignment right now. So see that you can see my back foot, you can see my back heel, you can see the whole thing completely. You want to be here, finding that alignment. My front toes are pointing this way, my back toes are pointing that way. I'm gonna switch legs really quick. All right. All right, so now let's move from the ground on up. All right, so now I'm gonna check in with my front knee. My front knee, I should be able to see my front big toe. So if I can't see my big toe, I need to open my hip up a little bit more. Why I'm telling you this is because a lot of times when you're in your Warrior 2, this is your Warrior 2. Notice how my knee is now going inward instead of outward. This is not Warrior 2. This is Warrior 2. That is also going to take a great deal more muscle engagement, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that's grammatically correct, but you're gonna use a lot more muscle engagement, because right here you're just kind of like, oh, okay, I'm just hanging out, I'm in my Warrior 2. And the reason why this happens is there's nothing wrong with you. You're not technically doing anything wrong. It's muscle engagement. You're not engaging your muscles. So when you're like this, I'm just hanging out. I'm not really doing much. I'm just like do in a lunge. But once I find that alignment, get my knee in line with my big toe, oh, okay, this hurts. Now I feel this in my calf. I feel this in my inner thigh. I feel this in my hamstring. And then guess what? When I find my lunge a little bit deeper, I'm feeling this in my quad now. All right, cool. So that's how we want our front leg to look. Back to the side view. All right, so now we're back in the side view. So I've got my heel to heel alignment. This is what it's gonna look like from the side if you're not engaging your front leg. So right now I'm just like hanging out. There we go. And once again, it's just not being strong enough. You will get there. All right, so now let's move on. Now we're gonna move on to my hips. So in your Warrior Two, your hips are facing the same direction as your back toes. They're facing this long edge of your mat. They're not facing the front, they're facing here. So from there, I'm going to turn my hips. I'm like, okay, cool. So I turn my hips, but guess what happened? Look at my knee. My knee is going in now. So now I need to readjust that. But this hurts a little bit. I'm like, oh, this is way too deep of a lunge for me. So what we're gonna do to modify this, step your foot in a little bit. Create a shorter stance between your feet. So I've moved my foot in probably about 2-3 inches. So now I can turn. I've got my hips facing the right direction. My knee is looking good. And now I can take a little bit more of a lunge without my knee falling in. Cool. This will be your modification. Okay, so just use this as your marker. Know that eventually you will get to where you can have that longer stance, Warrior Two, without having knees go in, without hips rotating towards the front. So I'm gonna come back in just for the sake of this video. All right, so now we got our hip engagement. We've got our heel alignment, got our quad, our hamstring, inner thigh engagement, got my lunge. Now let's find our warrior arms. So here I am, warrior arms. They look like I'm in Warrior Two arms, but I'm not. Switching sides, folks. All right. So, true, these may look like your Warrior Two arms. That was a mouthful too, Warrior Two arms. But from here, my arms are kind of noodly. They're just like, blah. Get them nice and strong. And how we get nice, strong warrior arms is we squeeze our shoulder blades together. So notice how my arms went from here to here as soon as I engaged, from here to here. So now take a look at my shoulders whenever I do this. So this is non-engagement. Look at where my shoulders are. They're pretty scrunched up. They're up by my ears. Now I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together. Notice how they rotate down and away. Quick breath. So squeeze those shoulder blades together. All right, I'm gonna show you from the back view so you can kind of see my shoulders going up and down. All right. So this is gonna be the back view. So these are my non-engaged Warrior Two arms. These are my engaged Warrior Two arms. Non-engaged, engaged, non-engaged, engaged. Focus on my shoulder blades right here and the tops of my shoulders. Not engaged, engaged, not engaged. So you're just plugging those shoulder blades right into your back, squeezing them. And the way you do that, you're just squeezing. So you're going from here, see how my shoulders are forward, to here. Now I'm squeezing my shoulders together. Go ahead, practice a few. And it looks almost as though I'm exaggerating, like I'm making my arms come up here, but I'm not. This is my normal relaxed stance. But when I engage my shoulders and squeeze them together, it goes from here to here. It even helps me to lengthen out my spine. So right now, not engaged. Shoulders are blah, belly's blah, back is all scrunched together, legs are just hanging out. But now I'm squeezing those shoulder blades together, so what happens? I puff up my chest comes out a little bit more, And then that causes me to engage my core muscles, just because how else am I supposed to hold up this upper half of my body if my core is not engaged? So again, yeah, just try a few at home. Okay, get that muscle memory, that movement memory. You're like, oh, okay, when I do my warrior arms, I'm here. Okay, enough playing around. All right, so let's get back into our warrior two. Awesome, awesome. All right, got my hips aligned, got my leg aligned. Found those warrior two arms, they're nice and strong. My fingertips are spread nice and wide here. It's almost as though energy is surging through the webbing of my fingers. Now, last thing, I'm gonna shift my gaze over my middle finger. Now that I am here, I'm like, okay, I feel good. Now, one more quick check-in with the body. I'm gonna switch sides. I'm here, I'm in my warrior two. I'm gonna do one more quick check-in. How do my heels look? Okay, they look awesome. How does my front knee look? All right, looks good. How does my front lunge look? Awesome. How do my hips look? Let's square those back to the front. And last, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Take your gaze over your middle finger. Warrior two. Take a few rounds of breath here. There we go. That's your warrior two. Let's flow through one together, okay? We're gonna start in our downward facing dog. You can watch the first one if you want. We're gonna do both sides, so if you wanna watch me do the right side and then hop on when I do the left side, that's cool. You wanna watch them both? Watch them both. I mean, honestly, I don't really know what you're doing because you're at home, so I can't see you, but you can see me. All right, so let's find a downward facing dog. Find your proper hand and foot placement. Bend into the knees a little bit, let the head hang nice and low. All right, one quick round of breath here. Big inhale and exhale. Three-legged dog. Our right foot is gonna go into the sky. Shift your gaze in between your palms and set your, gotta switch sides. And then take as many steps as you need. Step your right foot in between your hands. Now spin your left heel down. Left toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Come on to your fingertips. Let's hang out here just for a second. And then we're gonna use our inhale to rise, reach for the sky, and then open up those arms. There we go, we got our first warrior two on the right side. So now we're here. Let's check in with our engagement. Our alignment. How do those feet look? Heel to heel? All right, cool. Let's move to the next one. Let's check in with that right knee. Can you see your big toe? If not, open up your hip a little bit more. If that's painful or not accessible, shorten your stance. If you're shortening your stance, make sure you go back to your heel to heel alignment. All right, so now we're looking good. Our lunge is looking awesome. Now let's check in with the hips. Where are they facing? Are they facing towards the front of the room, the corner of the room, or the side of the room? Beautiful, okay. So we got our hips in line. Check back in with that knee. Where is it looking? All right, looking towards the front of the mat. And now let's find those strong warrior arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Spread those fingertips nice and wide. Now let's lunge a little bit deeper. Beautiful. Okay, we've got 2 full rounds of breath here. Breathe with me. Inhale. Stay for your exhale. One more big inhale. And exhale. And that's it. That is your warrior two. Now we're going to cartwheel our hands down. Plant the hands. Step the right foot behind you. If you want to take a quick vinyasa, moving from your high to your low push-up, Inhale for your up. Exhale for your down. That option is there for you, or you can simply just go straight back to your down dog. All right, one round of breath here. Left side, ladies and gentlemen. Three-legged dog, left foot goes high. Take an inhale. Shift your gaze in between your palms. Step your foot in between your hands. Take as many steps as you need. Hang out here for a second. Find your footing. You're on your fingertips. Go ahead and drop your left heel down. Rotate your your right toes towards the long edge of your mat. Use your inhale. Bring yourself up. Inhale. Exhale, open it up. Warrior two. Nice job. Okay, so we're back here again. Let's find that alignment. How do those heels look? How do your back toes look? Check in with that front knee. Remember to shorten the stance if you need to. Check in with those hips. Are they facing the long edge of your mat? And last, let's find those strong warrior arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Take your gaze over your middle left finger. Take your lunge a little bit deeper. Really good job. 2 full rounds of breath here. Inhale. Exhale. You got one more. Big inhale. And exhale. Cartwheel those hands down. Move through your vinyasa or simply find a downward facing dog. Nice job. That was our Warrior 2 tutorial. Such a mouthful. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if I missed anything an who knows? Yeah, I'm just recording these like straight off the dome. So sometimes I might say things that don't make sense, or I'll forget to do a side, or who knows. But yeah, just let me know. You got some constructive or some positive feedback? Just let me know, guys. I'm here for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.